Hey guys, today is Tuesday, March 15th, and it is my 13th year anniversary. We've been together like 22 years and married for 13. So we're out at a nature park doing walking, and it sounds like something's following us. It sounds like something was following us.
Grim.
Huh?
You're a blue block.
We watch a show called Grimm, so they have all kind of little weird German names like a blue bottom, Guvensnotten, just really crazy stuff. But it's one of our favorite shows. Let me let you see some of the scenery. I love it out here. So glad it's hot. 84 degrees today in Georgia. We're going out for dinner later. But I get a lot of questions from people that ask me a lot of times, like, what does it take honestly to keep a marriage going? And you have your, I have my perspective. Garrick has his perspective. My perspective is, here's my thoughts on it. Basically, understanding one another, being accepting of one another. Understand that we're not going to always agree, but the biggest thing is to understand that in a respecting manner. Be respectful. Respect. To me, is the biggest thing in a marriage. And I say respect because just because someone, your spouse, says or does something that you do not agree with, doesn't mean that you have a right to tell that person they're stupid. That thought was stupid. What they said is stupid. Their actions are stupid. Sometimes we do things. We make mistakes. We all say things. But I think the biggest thing to do, especially women, when you are in a marriage, respect your husband. I hear so many women say, well, you know, he act like another child and he does this and he's irresponsible with the money and he's this and he's that. Well, my question is this. Were he not those things when you were dating him? There had to be some quality in him that you saw that made you want to be his wife. Is it the fact that he was childlike to you that drew you to him? You wanted to nurture him? You wanted to be that mother figure? It was something there that drew you to him, that made you stand before God, take a vow, and become his wife. You didn't become his wife to make him feel less of a man. You didn't become his wife to raise him. He's been raised. Whether he was raised by your morals and standards, or he was raised by his parents, he was raised. Same thing with women. Man, do you want a wife or you want a little girl? You want daddy's little girl. Because daddy's little girl comes with much responsibility. You can't turn it on and off. You can't have a man that's going to basically take orders from you, feel like he's less than a man, feel like he's your child, and on the flip side, be this highly successful, responsible individual. I don't think that you can turn things on and off like that. So I'm just saying that when we take someone as our spouse, we're taking that person that we love, we're taking that person for who they are. Now, don't get me wrong, in every relationship, you're going to grow one another. There's some things my husband's grown me on and some things I've grown him on. You're going to grow one another. But respect one another. My husband is the man of the house. He's the head of the household. And I respect that. Some things that come down to my son throughout the years that maybe I didn't agree with, he was still the man of the house. He was still, he was still head of the household. I believe that it is God, my husband, my son, and that's very hard, especially as a mom, because your child means the world to you. Your children are everything to you. And that little big head boy of mine means the world to me. But it is God, my husband, and my child. And as head of the household, you guys saw that? This bug just flew directly in my face. If I didn't have on glasses, it would have flew right in my eye. Finances is another, because finances will tear your household apart. It really will. That's unfortunate. But it will tear your household apart. And I don't really want to get into finances because, everybody's different. And just because you may not have what this person has, it does not mean that you're struggling. It doesn't mean that you are having. It doesn't mean that you should be unhappy. Be blessed with what you have. You may not have, your home may not be as big as the next person's, but if your husband loves you, respect you, and will do for you, give you the world, be there for you, lift you up when you're down, that's what matters. Not the size of your house, not the car that you drive. We all want to have a lifestyle where we all can go and do things, nice things. We all want that. I get that. But I believe that everybody has their time that's coming. And I believe if you work together, you can accomplish that. Once again, it goes all the way back to respect. Respect where you are, respect what your husband gives you, respect what you build together. Because when you constantly look at someone else and want what someone else has and want something that's out of reach, what you're telling your husband is that you're just not happy, you're not satisfied, you're ungrateful for what you have. Be grateful for where you are. Your view on marriage, how to make it work.
I believe that it comes down to a foundation. Foundation obviously being of God first, and then the closer we are to God, the stronger our foundation is going to be. It's like a pyramid with God being at the top, and the closer we are parallel to Him on that pyramid, the stronger our foundation. As we go towards the bottom of the pyramid and drift away from God, the weaker our foundation is going to be. We're spread apart, and that opens up opportunity for lack of communication, bad decisions, a weak relationship, too far away from God. So that comes first. Being superficial doesn't have a place in the decisions of your relationship. It has a place for what you want, not for what you need. If you prioritize your needs, you're going to definitely make sound decisions, and you're going to always keep a foundation, once again, that you don't falter from, because you have a principle. Being a man, you got to have principles. And I can only speak from the perspective of a man. I'm a man with principles, a strong foundation and code that I live by. As long as I don't veer away from those principles and that code of character, I don't lose myself. So it might not be for everybody, but obviously it's for me first and the people that's part of my circle. And usually if you want to be happy in life, you're going to surround yourself around like-minded people. Like-minded people will always have your best interests at heart because they have the same goals and aspirations that you do. You're going to share each other's joys. You're not going to be competitive. You're not going to be hateful or jealous, but you will push each other for greatness. And that's what you need. You need positive, inspirational people around you. Someone that you feel comfortable with, someone that you think and believe in to have your back. Once you get those type of people around you, family/friends, that is success. That is wealth. Wealth comes in friendship, family, and relationship, not money. Money is the last thing there. Sometimes money gives you an opportunity to do, once again, the higher quality things of life from an affordability standpoint, but it doesn't bring happiness.
Yeah.
All right?
And that's like a big thing also, you know, what he said about surrounding yourself with positive people. You have to. Another thing is, you guys ever heard that old saying, you know, what goes on inside your house is your house? You remember when you were kids and you would go visit family, like your grandmama and stuff? I don't know, for some of you, but for me it was like this, because I was a motor mouth. Like, my grandmother was my everything to me. So I told her everything. I told her stuff that didn't even make any sense to tell, but I just did because I was a motor mouth spoiled brat. But one of the biggest things is, what happens in your home stays in your home. Now, there's gonna be times where you're gonna need people. You're gonna need to talk. But be careful about the argument that you have with your spouse that you tell to your family. Be careful about that. Be very careful how you communicate these things, because see, here's the thing. You're married to him. You love him. You're just mad right now. So when you go and you get that information out to your family, your mom, your aunts, your cousin, your brother, your family, they don't love that person like you do. They're going to be mad. And they might suggest that you pack your things, get your kids, and leave. But what happens? Like two married adults, you and your husband sit down, you talk it out, you work it out, and you want to fight for your marriage. But guess what? It's still going to be a little tension there for him, because he has to go around your family, who obviously does not like him, because of what you told them. You told him that you guys got into a screaming match and things got a little heated and got a little physical. They don't hear that, you know, it got a little physical and you worked it out. They hearing, in their mind, their thought process, he put his hands on you. And that's a no-no. He's not supposed to put his hands on you. Ignoring the fact that you put your hands on him too. Let's get something straight. You, as two adults, two grown married adults, you don't put your hands on one another. And sometimes as women, we got a bad habit of putting our hands where it doesn't belong. And sometimes we want to call and tell the story, but we don't want to tell the full story. We want to tell our story because we just want everybody to agree with us, because he made us mad and we did something. But see, this is what your family hear. They don't know that the two of you shoved each other. They don't know you shoved him first and he shoved you back. All they know is he put his hands on you. Now, your uncles and your brother and your father or whatever relationship they had with him is down the drain. And unfortunately, sometimes with you, it goes down the drain too, because they don't understand why you're still with him if he got physical with you. Now, you're upset with them because they don't like him and they don't want him around and they're not being nice. No, be upset with yourself, because some things you don't tell people. Now, you want to have a really good friend and you want to vent and things of that nature, that's understood. But some things you don't tell. It's no different in high school when the brother used to go beat up the sister's boyfriends because she said something foul to the boy. He said something back. She go get her brothers. 2 days later, she's walking down the hall holding hands with this dude, and the brothers are totally teed off. Long story short, keep your business your business. I'm gonna look at this waterfall. Something serious come up, you know what things are serious enough that it's time to talk to your parents, your family. And you know when you're being extra. Oh, look at this. This little man-made. Are these man-made waterfalls out here? They're not? Oh. Let me see if I can zoom in, y'all. And I could just sit here all day and just listen to this waterfall. Isn't that nice?
Where you rest at when I bring Gina out here?
Oh, it's a little bench up there?
Can we turn around now?
I know.
You want to go walking? I'll go walking with you.
Kids are lazy these days. But that's our spiel on love, life, and marriage. God bless me when he introduced me to Garrett because he's a great man of God. And my son and I are very fortunate. My son is very fortunate to have a great father in his life that inspires him, someone he can look up to, someone he aspires to be like. So, it's our spiel. This little sitting area. Isn't this part beautiful? You ever in Lithonia, come out here. Don't get it twisted. Contrary to belief, there's some beautiful things here in our Lithonia, in DeKalb County. Don't believe the propaganda. I'm telling you right now. Do your research. Google.
Turn around.
Look up a little bit more. Google Lithonia.
I'm looking at the time.
Google South DeKalb County. Used to be one of the most prominent areas for African Americans here. Still is in the nation.